Ghatotkacha, whose very name evokes the thunderous roar of a mighty elephant, stands out in the Mahabharata as one of the most extraordinary and tragic heroes. Son of the mighty Bhima and a powerful magician, Hidimbi, he combined the might of his mother's lineage with all the good qualities he received from his father's side. Ghatotkacha's parents met when his father Bhima was wandering through a nearby forest with his brothers. Their union led to the birth of Ghatotkacha, so named as a reference to his round, powerful skull. From his mother, Ghatotkacha inherited magical abilities, shape-shifting, flight, giant size, while from his father he gained immense strength and courage. Ghatotkacha was raised in a forest glade by his mother's community of magicians. His childhood was spent learning both wild forest ways and the noble ideals his father had instilled. Though he knew all tricks of stealth and sorcery, Ghatotkacha's heart remained generous. He protected travelers, forest creatures, and even small tribes from wandering dangers. When the Pandavas spent their exile years in the forest, Bhima invited his son to join them. Now grown and immensely powerful, Ghatotkacha arrived and amazed all with his gigantic form, at times towering like a hill, and his mastery of illusions. When a war loomed between the Pandavas and the Kauravas, Ghatotkacha joined on the Pandava side. On the second day of battle, he struck terror into the enemy ranks, transforming into terrifying forms, sometimes as tall as a mountain, bigger than any monster ever. He would trample and scatter enemy troops. Ghatotkacha's true strength lay in nocturnal combat. His magic shone in darkness. He rained down meteors, unleashed hurricanes, and conjured illusions so lifelike that enemy soldiers fled in panic. Among the enemy troops was a mighty warrior Karna with divine weapons. He understood that Ghatotkacha's nighttime onslaught could turn the tide irreversibly, but hesitated to deploy his supreme weapon, called Shakti, given to him by the king of heaven, Indra. Karna wanted to use the divine weapon to kill Arjuna, the champion archer. But as Ghatotkacha's illusions grew deadlier, Karna faced a stark choice: allow the momentum to slip or use his ultimate weapon. At the height of his power, Ghatotkacha decided to maximize his advantage. He expanded to colossal proportions, darkening the battlefield as if eclipsing the sun itself, and unleashed a storm of destructive enchantments. Karna, seeing no alternative, invoked the Indra-given weapon Shakti and fired it on Ghatotkacha. The great weapon, being unmissable, found its mark. Ghatotkacha fell, dying a heroic death that shattered the night into dawn, his massive body finally collapsing, the battlefield illuminated by its splintering glow. Though his death was a grievous loss, Ghatotkacha's final act served the Pandavas' greater strategy. Once Karna had used the mighty weapon Shakti on Ghatotkacha, he no longer possessed it to slay Arjuna. Ghatotkacha's tale remains one of the Mahabharata's most poignant arcs, a giant among giants, whose heart was ever larger than his form, and whose final act of devotion shaped the destiny of a world. His story teaches that true greatness lies not merely in power, but in choosing the welfare of others above one's own life.